There's something right now when it comes to Zebec which I would actually consider to be great news for it. Now, some people may be thinking, what do you mean? Altcoins are not doing the best. I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about something regarding Stellar. And again, nothing I say is financial advice. However, why do I like this? It's because not too long ago, Zebec, they made a post on X, right? And it said that during Cybos, and Cybos is basically this event. But again, even besides that, they say during Cybos 2025 in Frankfurt. And by the way, I've actually been to Frankfurt twice. And yeah, I just want to say that, I had a very good time there. But besides that, they say that our CEO, Simon, sat down with the Stellar team, to discuss how Zebec is integrating with Stellar's network. This is very impressive. Now, if we take a look at further in this post, it does say that we're proud to be part of the Stellar Development Fund, accelerating innovation in on-chain payments and remittance. Why do I think it's pretty cool? It's because if we take a look at the remittance market, for instance, according to Grandview Research, or should I say more specifically, the global digital remittance market, that is expected to reach over 60 billion by 2030, again, according to Grandview Research. So I like what they're doing here. And again, when it comes to payments, we already know that the market is currently valued at over $2 trillion currently. So that is really impressive, what I'm seeing right there. And even if we take a look at further in this post, again, despite the price of altcoins not doing the best, I must say that I find this pretty interesting because they do say that stay tuned as we announce major developments in the Zebec and Stellar partnership coming soon. Now, what will it be exactly? Who knows the exact details? I mean, again, it's coming soon. But I must say, I would find this pretty great because if we think about this, right? The Stellar blockchain, for instance, I'm just going to use that as an example. It's proven. Everyone, kind of knows what it is, generally speaking, for the ones that are, kind of in the space of global trade and finance and payments, right? And also on top of that, it's already kind of done its thing. When it comes to Zebec, don't get me wrong, I am excited to it, or should I say I'm excited for it, right? I'm still believing in the project, but it hasn't really proven much. I think arguably in the grand scheme of things, yeah, sure. When I take a look at Zebec, when it comes to its payroll enterprise clients, there's over 200, at least not too long ago, which I saw in the last monthly volume report. But if we take a look at the grand scheme of things, Zebec is still way smaller than something like Stellar, right? I mean, again, just fundamentally, we even take a look at the market cap of XLM, which is around 10 billion, whereas ZBCN is still in the hundreds of millions, and with the pullback as of right now, even maybe the market cap may be lower when I upload this video. Who knows? But I'm saying, Zebec still has a ways to go. So if, let's say, right, they have a partnership when it comes to Stellar, that is just something I'm very excited about because arguably, I think that, for quite a while, the other alternative beyond, Stellar or let's say, Ripple or should I say XM and XRP, it was kind of viewed as, oh, it's going to be XDC. But then now ZBCN is kind of having its time to kind of showcase that, hey, you know what, maybe it is another alternative beyond something like that, right? So I like what I'm seeing here, generally speaking. Now, what I like about Zebec as well is that they're actually doing this type of stuff, and it seems like they do not care about what's going on with the altcoin space. At least it feels like to me. It feels like they're indifferent to either the price going up or going down. Because other projects out there, they're only going to announce things when the price is, going up. Zebec doesn't seem to be acting that way, right? Now, again, this was posted not too long ago, so it's not like it's exactly right now when I'm making this video. And granted, when this post was made, ZBCN had a little bit more positive attention, I would say, as opposed to right now. But you know what, still, ZBCN, I don't think had that next leg up yet. I don't think you've seen an altcoin season. Still, the market cap is in the hundreds of millions. It's not like it's in the many billions. So I feel like they're still building despite the project not really becoming mainstream yet. Other projects out there, they wait until they become mainstream before they do something. This is actually doing things before they become mainstream. So I like what I'm seeing. And again, when it comes to Stellar, it already has aspects of ISO 20022. Zebec, they're still working towards ISO 20022 compliance. So I think by, let's say, having a partnership with something like Stellar, it does really, I think, kind of elevate maybe its reputation in a sense, because for quite a while, Zebec, a lot of my friends thought that, hey, it's not really a serious project because, it doesn't have this aspect of ISO 20022. So if it actually could get that compliance, right? And, again, we'll have to wait and see when it actually does that. But in the meantime, if they do have a partnership with Stellar, that's kind of, pushing it towards that angle where it's like, hey, you know what? It's actually this project that is actually focused on payments and global trade finance and not just a project that is there to just simply exist. This is the way to take a look at it. And Zebec, it has a Solana aspect, and I love Solana as a layer one blockchain. So the way to take a look at it, if there's kind of like a miniature version of Stellar, and they might actually be having a partnership with that, and then we add a Solana aspect, I do like that. And maybe could this be happening because Stellar sees something in Zebec? Like, for instance, Circle, which is the creator of USDC, being one of its backers, and also something like Solana Ventures even being a backer as well when it comes to Zebec. Who knows? But maybe it could contribute. So I do like what I'm seeing overall when it comes to Zebec. Now, again, talking about the idea of 10 cents, I know, it's maybe something that's like, who cares about this right now? It's now around a 22x from here, around a $9 billion market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply. But again, it's hard to sometimes, I think, maybe visualize what something could be if, let's say, the market isn't doing good. But my mentality is this. What the market is right now, it could be different, months later. Like, who knows, a month, 2 months, 3 months later. Because take a look at the ZBCN 6 months ago, right? Even if I talked about the idea of ZBCN right now being the way it is, despite the pullback slightly, 6 months ago, that's even more difficult to believe. So personally, my point of view is that I just want to stay patient by just holding and just waiting, and that's pretty much about it. But again, sometimes people like to say, why do you want to talk about the news about Zebec if the price is going down and all this, and when it comes to altcoins not doing the best? Well, for me, whatever happens to the price, I think it is like different than the fundamentals in this case at least, right? In some other projects out there, who knows? But I don't feel like Zebec became worse fundamentally and then the price went down. I feel like fundamentally, stuff like this, seeing this, right? It's not something I would find like, disappointing to me, but this is just my perspective. When I take a look at, for instance, if I only talk about a project and its news when the price is doing good, that means I don't even really believe in the project anyways, because, again, if I'm only believing when things are good, then I do not have conviction, actually. My perspective, this is the way to take a look at it. For me, having conviction is believing in a project despite it not doing good, because I do not control any of its future, right? I cannot demand Zebec to do this or the markets to do that. But if I just believe, who knows, again, me believing in a project doesn't mean it's going to do good. But if I just believe in it and I'm actually excited with the news that's going on when it comes to it, I don't see why I wouldn't want to talk about it. This is just my perspective. Again, I'm not only going to talk about something when the price is doing good. I actually just want to still talk about it nonetheless because it does excite me. Hypothetically, I think it's pretty great news considering, again, what Zebec has done so far. I still think this is very impressive. And you know what? The price, it's going to do its thing. However, to me, I just want to stay patient by just dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting. Because again, things are going to go up and down. It's like a roller coaster sometimes. And I just want to wait it out and just see. Because I still like Zebec. I like it fundamentally. And I just like what it's doing. So again, I'm just staying patient because that is literally the only thing that is within my control. That's myself. And I'm going to do that. But of course, if there's more updates when it comes to Zebec, I am going to talk about it. And yeah, I'm going to stay tuned. And I want to say thank you for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. And also, feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd also greatly appreciate that. It's Malik the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.